Okudzeto Ablakwa, currently he's dealing with the victims of a year VRA imposed a year and a VRA induced flood no. Na me assure say na a year MPP for say Okudzeto Ablakwa deal with sasem no na trese sisia no ebia na omo asoma adwo and there ye sorry ya Okudzeto also the documents be about war expose buying in some 230.5 million Ghana cedi payments be a buying making. Yenko within same Okudzeto aka na ye na ye de Ghana for enson some wa mo ka fa asem we hono ye de abremo now see the Kufuor Baumia stroke Ofoyata government claims it's so broke that they cannot provide emergency housing for VRA-induced flood victims. But fresh intercepted documents reveal that they have authorized the release of a staggering 230.5 million Ghana cedi to pay for a judgment debt they recklessly and wickedly created. Utie in some Okudzeto Ablakwa kan. Wase wono VRA for ama ne nkrofo omo ho akyere omo no. Asemu aban ka ne se wo mu ni sika a wo mu de behwe ne nkrofo no. Nanso onu Okudzeto anya information a we hu ne se aban akwakoyi 230 million a omo ankasa judgment debt bia wo mu create ye no. Reckless judgment debt bia wo mu create ye no. Omo etia. I've explained how aban area Ghana Fosika. It's not just a Kufuor aban, but abanya Ghana ninano. How politicians area Ghana Fosika with the use of judgment debt. May explain it that. But for those who don't understand, let me explain it again so you get it. Mama mwati asye. Sa judgment debt in semno. This is how they do it. Very, very simple. Oba, yemfa say MPP aban aba fresh. Oba NDC ne nkrofo bi sign deal. Deal na NDC ene sa nkrofo ne sign ye no. Omo sign deal ne say ebia 5 years. Aban na ba, MPP aban aba. MPP aban ne nkrofo ne bekasa. In fact, Professor Frimpong Boateng ekra ba be kan. Say nkrofo ba ya company ba ya wo mo ne no ehyehye ho. Say na nkonye bibisa na nso wanye. Into omo nim say deal no. There is nothing wrong with the deal. But aban ne beba na aban na ba hyehyɛ ho say oh deal na ye ne mo assign na politicians be kwa ko hu company na ka company ne say deal na ye ne mo assign no. And a deal na previous aban government is continuing to hu ne say aban ti deal na previous aban ne was assign no. Ono sign deal no e bia 5 years for $50 million. Ye be cancel deal no, ye cancel deal na only ye nko court. So what the ye ekọ court a kona ko charge 100 million. So ko charge 100 million na. Oba na ebia yen aye wa aban mu no wati bia man yen. Eye se eye contract nti no, okọ court a wo be win wo pe owu mpe o. That person will win. Ene na ma Ghana ye ni embrofofo ya omonde yen ko UK a ende omode omonsa kokosi UK embassy eso no. That is the same thing that happened. Into deal no, yen hwe ma deal no nkrofo no complete deal no because aban fo fraba. Ti ye be cancel, ye cancel a nipa ne be court. Obeye se wokoji sika more than deal na ye ne sign ye no nti no nanke ma ne ye deal ne kra na nanke to asum. Nti Okudzeto Ablakwa ansem a wo ka no. So that's the same thing happening here. Aban nanka say create judgment debt. Ema 230 million. Aban wie ye no. Ono ankasa sanso etia sika no ama a said company no. No Okudzeto we asem wo can say I hope the ministers who wrongfully terminated the GPGC contract and willfully caused financial loss to Ghana are preparing for the day of reckoning for God and country. Ghana first. Inti Okudzeto nsema wo can say oh hope say MPP mpenyimfo a wo mu create sa deal yi ama Ghana ya boka no. Say MPP mpenyimfo no. Embre bi beba. Ye de omo be court. Ye be chi omo atum. So say release of funds, payment of arbitrary award, GPGC Limited versus Government of Ghana. Or say you are hereby authorized to release the sum of 230 million Ghana cedis, 598 Oye no ka say being the cedi equivalent of $20 million at an exchange rate of $1 to 11.5299 to the Chief Director, Ministry of Finance, to enable the ministry make part payment of the arbitrary award to GPGC Limited in relation to the above mentioned case. The total expenditure of 230 million Ghana cedis 598 should be charged as per the attached specific warrants. Kipakura was signing here Kenufuyata, the Controller and Accountant General. And the Controller and Accountant General no kra wo MPP ni aye say all standing on a ticket of MPP. Nti omo na address obon krata ya sign into here Kenufuyata signature and a tally ho. Internet, this is the allegation coming from Okudzeto Ablakwa. Internet for no. The newest deal in this country. Obi say, cry me a river, Sam. All politicians are the same. God bless me for selling my soul and future generations to Canada than a bunch of greedy leaders in a country called Ghana. And Obi no. So we know the one ne busuafo ni na akwa share Canada and Ghana no ebebo ayembo emfa ne ho. And it's sad. It's sad. Here, politicians, they have money. And these are some of the deals. Do you know the number of deals are Ember Limelight are yente huasem? Bebre. And yeah, no one saying, friends saying, Gabriel Tredakon, 183 million beer, or non so, Nanko Okoye fast that year, Okudzeto Ablakwa Babe expose. It's the deals need a baby. Kakre be met me actually say just about 1% of the deals na ya wabonte no yetin ho asem. Just about 1%. Baby na yente hwe. Inte no. Obi say Ekufuado hard guy. Or see I pray the Mahama-led NDC government jail all these corrupt ministers and recoup the stolen monies. It is all we ask for. I'll tell you, don't raise your hopes. A lot of people always say Mahama ba. Also, chicho mutum. Me say, do not then raise your hopes. I say, our religious bodies are the cause of all these happenings. They only preach about individual and not the protection of the state. The guy talking of Canada, if the country preach about individual wealth, he won't move there to enjoy himself. Love your country. I say, you are all the same. You were in power when you gave money to Woyome. One day, we will rise in this country. It won't be easy for us all. I say, Dr. Bawumia should forget about becoming president of Ghana, because voting for Bawumia as president means you are essentially voting for Ekufuado again. Bawumia cannot be president. I see, if it is about judgment debt, you are personally guilty and your government is the worst culprit. This is not the way. If there is something fishy in the payment, as in the case of your Woyome judgment payment, raise it up and stop the sensational releases. Now, it's not surprised because we have the mother serpent of corruption and criminal syndicator, Ekufuado, and is fraudulent, clueless, and a liar, but a liar. I say, hey, why this MPP government doing that? I say, I pray the NDC from 2025 will prosecute persons in such act. It should not be the normal thing again. I say, create, loot, and share. I say, Sammy is coming for us, and I will post a picture of Ekufuado and Bawumia. I say, as though you guys don't pay judgment debt. As a lawyer, you know judgment debt is not something any government can be discretional about in terms of whether or not to pay. Please, you are all the same. And you see, one thing about judgment debt, and they say, we are not talking about the payment of judgment debt too. Say judgment debt too. But we are talking about using it. Say, we'll use it. That is what we are saying. Let me give you a perfect example. President Ekufuado ana aban orders awo mama say omomo etu galamsey no okwo a kochi omo excavators na mo nhye no na mo nim say nkrofo bi they have license to mine omo your company they have license to mine na mo akwa kochi omo excavator na mo ahye no ode okokota wo benya judgment debt ati here because they have their license to mine akwa kochi excavator nso no wa ahye no. So we know all these things. But sometimes no, that's what we do. Yen nim say, who ko terminate contract bia. Contract na me ko terminate. Ebe mama boka. But still me terminate. Judgment debt. Or say, if I'm not mistaken, that is even a part payment according to the above letter. Indeed, a part payment. Is there one more comment box in why? May I say?